Hello from beautiful Plymouth, Michigan. This is Kurt Kaczynowski from Hospice Advisors. Happy Tuesday. What is today? It's May the 8th. The year is marching on by. Myself and Greg Grabowski are the proud owners of Hospice Advisors. We're a boutique hospice, home care, coaching, consulting, and training company. And we are blessed to be able to work with hospice and home care companies around the country, actually around the world, as I've traveled internationally speaking and helping groups. Help serve more people and grow. That's what our passion is. Greg and I are very, very passionate about helping organizations serve more people and grow. And it's interesting is Greg and I had a little call coming in there. We were having a cigar the other day and just talking about how fortunate we are, because when we're out there and we're working with organizations to help them serve more people and grow, we're actually having the ability as two guys to go out there and enhance being able to give the gift of hospice by working with other organizations and expanding their capacity and ability to care for more folks. Both Greg and I were out of town last week. I was in beautiful Pennsylvania, and Greg was down in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the land of enchantment, and working with some quality hospice companies. One common theme, as Greg and I sort of debriefed, is, and we see this throughout the country, guys, and we've done webinars on it, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because it's a huge issue, both in terms of a hospice organization fulfilling its mission objective, which is serving more people, and then a business objective, which is growing, is the ability to have a finely tuned referral inquiry to admission process in place is essential for success. And unfortunately, a lot of organizations don't have that finely tuned process in place. And I want to talk about some of the essential elements of that today. And there again, anything I'm talking about, guys, please feel free to call me anytime. It's my number is 734-658-6162. Again, Kurt from Hospice Advisors, 734-658-6162. Our web address is just www.hospiceadvisors.com. The first thing an organization really needs to do in terms of really finely tuning its referral inquiry to admission process is work on the referral inquiry part. Folks, means having the whole organization highly sensitized to recognizing when a family is reaching out for help. A lot of times we don't recognize a call for help because the question may be a little off color, or not even off color, just as off center. They may be asking, can you tell me about my hospice benefit? Well, folks, people don't sit around on a Friday night thinking about their hospice benefit unless there's something going on in the home. And more importantly, on the weekends and after hours are when most referral inquiries that have an opportunity to be captured and serviced and turned into an admission to give the gift of hospice are not captured. In the organizations we work with, Greg and I always do an audit on the front end before we work with the organization. Part of that audit includes doing those weekend after hour calls. And most of the times the nurses are this is a true example. True example is, so we go call on I did this one. I called on a Saturday afternoon, and hey, the nurse, Don called, nurse answers, and I said, hey, could you just tell me a little bit about my hospice benefit? I'm just sort of curious, and she went on and did a wonderful job. In fact, she actually did too much. She actually was to the point of actually throwing up on me too much with information. And so, but it was wonderful. Then at the end, I ended up saying, hey, could you send me some information that I can look at? And this is a true statement. She says, call back Monday. So instead of being able to respond and give me some information right then and there, she basically closed the door on me. So being able to understand and widen the top of the funnel captures many referral inquiries. I call those napkin or soft referrals. And those are the ones that really make the difference incrementally as you're looking at growing your census. They may be able to look at if somebody is not admitted within 24 hours is to put them on a 90-day pending list. So in other words, if Kurt called in and today's the 8th and I'm on a pending list, I have a specific plan that the hospice organization puts in place to work my process for 90 days. So sometime in July, if I don't convert, I come off that pending list. But during that period, they do a couple of things. The first most important thing is to understand what the barrier was. Why didn't Kurt come out to hospice? And there's a number of them. A few could be one, he just didn't meet eligibility. Did we go out and do an assessment? He didn't meet the eligibility under CMS guidelines. 2, there's a lot of family dynamics going on, and it's just becoming a barrier to preventing them. 3 is he wants aggressive treatment, whatever that is. He wants aggressive treatment. 4 is that there may be a physician issue sort of going on with them. So there's about 7 or 8 specific barriers that the first thing that when we work with organizations, have them identify the barrier. What is that barrier? And then the next thing to do is to blow through that barrier. And we call it barrier busting. And it's very, very specific. And basically it involves engaging the whole organization to be able to assist, blow through that barrier and give the gift of hospice to families and clients and patients. It's a wonderful thing. Being able to create that culture of growth. We talked about that a little bit last week when we were chatting on our weekly call here. And having the ability for everybody in the organization, from the volunteer coordinator to the chair of the board to the owner of the company, all understanding that they're a resource to do one thing: help eliminate those barriers to allow the organization to give the gift of hospice and leave no patient behind. So those are some of the things I just want to share today. If you wanted more information on this, please, like I said, feel free to visit our website. Give me a call directly again at 734-658-6162, and I'll answer any questions. And next week, I'd like to chat about specifically what we're seeing. A lot of organizations are really hurting themselves with being too super over-the-top stringent in terms of how they're viewing eligibility. Obviously, we want to be compliant, and obviously we want to adhere to the letter of the law, but some agencies are really just going over the top, and it's really what I call the invisible velvet glove in that organization is basically turning off the spigot for the ability to serve more people. That'll be a discussion for next week. So for today, go out and serve more people, do a wonderful job and give the gift of hospice, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.